Yeah, that's Manhattan. That's Battery Park.
Okay. Battery Park. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
We were just, Alison was just talking about her sunrise and how beautiful the sky is, and she asked me how is it for me, and then I just said, hey, I have a picture to show, a photo, so everybody's obliged to see the photo, and there you go. Patience is a virtue. Good morning, Mona.
Morning, Mona. So good to see you.
So good to see you. It is good to see you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, Jeffy, you're so welcome. I'm so happy. Thank you for letting me share.
It was much more magical than I could have imagined. So this C as an ABC, learning. Remember when you were learning your ABCs? So aware, attention, attitude, amplify, all words that I use around A. But really it's around awareness. Aware I'm being. How am I being? Am I being or am I doing? Aware I'm being charged. And is it compassion or not? That's ABC. And day 70 today of my lenses with other people, so I'm not alone, begins with C, aware I'm being the letter C. So it's open to create any word. So let's create that word today. What's your word for C?
May I go first? What came to me was the word comma. And the comma after the word to give pause and observe.
Relax, comma.
Yeah, that's interesting because if you had to say what's the C, that's calmer, but mine is calm. But funny that you mentioned relax because that's my word of the day, relax. And I had a real awakening this morning because I got a little overwhelmed and there was a lot of things, with going in my head. And it's amazing the shift that when I came in and I realized I got into my heart space and I just said, okay, I need to connect here. Like what's important, And it's like amazing how my mind and everything shifted, and I could just now be so productive. You know, the things that I was dreading to do, I've done already. And that is a real breakthrough for me. And that just shows you how powerful we are. Just to having our focus, where we're putting our focus. So yeah, I feel very calm this morning, where I would have been very anxious coming on this call. Trust me, I would have been like a basket case, maybe crying, getting emotional, getting all overwhelmed. And yeah, we're talking sunsets, sunrises, and calmer and relax, and oh, it's just beautiful. I couldn't ask. So thank you.
And home, hey, Nikki.
Sorry, what was that, Alison?
I said, and home.
Yeah,
H-O-M-E.
home. Home, home. Yes.
So my word was beauty, but it's color now because I have to choose a C.
Yes.
I love the word and the concept of color, because there's so much reflection in it, and because of light, and how privileged we are to have this sense of sight so that we can experience that. And we so seldom relax into the observation and the appreciation of our senses. So I welcome the word color with your beautiful photo, Nikki.
I have one to share. And what color is this dress?
That dress is so beautiful. It's gold and white. For me.
I see blue, black, and green. Well, it goes over greeny gold near the top part.
Oh, I love this. Can you show it again? Like, where is it? In the chat box, no?
No, it's on the screen, main screen.
Well, let's see if I can be as smart as Nikki and share that photo.
Come on, be a smarty party like me. Join the party.
That's such a South African thing to say.
I know, isn't
There's-
it? Yeah, come on. You're
This
bringing
where
There
the
it
South
is.
African.
There it is.
You're bringing
this-
Bringing it.
okay,
Mine was faster
it.
than yours.
Oh, well, we're in competition now. We are competing
No.
now. We're competing now. We're not on the same team. Oh, no.
I know, isn't that
No,
horrible?
Jesse, you're kicking
So
me off your team.
Is
Oh
this
no, I
where
don't belong. I don't belong. Oh, sabotage. Damn it.
is this where it's one of those color tricks depending on how your eyes see
Yeah.
things? Okay. Yeah, because
And yes,
I see black and blue with stripes, but at the top part of the dress is sort of a greeny gold color.
oh, that's so interesting. I said this yesterday when we were talking about the left and right brain, right? Yesterday, it was a little bit of a conversation in the morning that we were discussing. I think Will was bringing it up, Pascal was bringing it up, and all that. But what I saw last night, there was also like a tacky. You know what a tacky is? Like a sneaker. And they said, what color was it? And I said, pink and white. And literally, I know that I'm the right brain because that's what it said. But if I look at this picture, it's purple. It has purple. It has black. Purple and black. That's what it looks, purple and black. That's what I see, purple and black.
It's so interesting.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I love this exercise. This is so cool.
Usually this shows up gold and white for me, and this morning it's blue and black.
Yeah.
So it depends
Right.
on where I'm at. I'm testing to see if depends on where I'm at. Does it show up differently?
Isn't it amazing? Oh, I love this exercise. I love this exercise. It's so cool.
Well, I'm still in the same place because I still see.
No. Oh, I love it. I love it.
So,
So
what's
cool.
it called? Because I'd like to find out more about it because I don't know what part of the brain I'm using for this one based on
I'm
what the
using the right.
conversation.
I don't know,
We
I
don't know.
And
comma.
oh,
So good.
Very good. This
So
is
good.
brilliant. Just
Where am I
brilliant.
at?
I'm going to say
Mhm.
something. So for the first 9 minutes, we had 22 now. First 9 or 10 minutes, there wasn't all that much happening other than looking for a photo, talking about sunsets, talking about home, and it was mostly quiet.
Mhm.
And by 22 minutes, look how many concepts we've gone through just from that.
Isn't it true, right?
And
Everything's significant. Isn't
I
it,
have a-
Alison?
I have a quick question. Through all the excitement, what was Jesse's C word?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
see where the charge. No. Yes, he was looking, he did ABCs in it.
Just ABCs with C's? Okay.
But yeah, and then he came to the C, the
Okay.
A, the A awareness and the B.
All right. I'll put them in first
Well,
then.
well, think of it like, how did that trigger your charge?
Mhm.
It's awareness. And then we all triggered him, and then we were all different. No, I see this. No, I see that.
Mm.
How are you charged? Defensive. I'm going to beat you, right, Nikki? How was I
Yes.
charged?
Correct.
Competitively. This
Mm.
is what we're paying attention to. This is the awareness of yourself. Who gives a shit about anyone else? Manage yourself.
Boom, Jesse. Boom.
Don't take it personal. Man, if you do, you're in a wobble. Ooh. Hmm. So charge. Then that thanks. That was my word.
Sorry, Jesse, your word?
Charge.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, welcome back. What's your word? You told me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mine was color.
Color. That's right. That's why we went on that tangent.
Yep.
And Mona Lynn and Craig. Mona Lynn, do you have a C word?
My C word for today is flow.
Flow.
Just flow.
I love that charge.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you say flow? FLOW?
Yeah. Flow.
Okay. Got it.
Damn
Yeah,
it, she didn't answer the question.
That
Ugh.
doesn't matter.
No, she didn't. She didn't follow the rule.
See the wobble, wobble. We're just wobbling.
Way
Now
to
she's got
go,
a wonderful
Mona.
story.
Yeah.
My intuition was thinking that she might answer the word clown.
Now we got the giggles.
Clowning around is a form of flow.
It
Yeah,
is.
she also resisted being conventional.
Well, but you
Mm.
could also say that she followed the instruction because the word was charge. So what is your charge word?
Mm.
My charge word is flow today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There
so
you
much
go.
space. What a gift.
but it's a good charge. It's a very good emotions are showing up with that charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Yep. You can choose your charge.
That is true.
Thanks, Craig. Mona, were you complete?
Yeah, I'm complete.
Are you sure? I thought there was, I was hearing a story coming. A celebration, maybe.
Yeah, there is a celebration. For a long time, I've not really wanted to be on the internet, even though I've taken the steps to do the funnel and things like that. I really wanted to work by referral. Well, I found a space where I can do that at. And I'm starting to get a referral from other people. So, yeah, things are starting to flow in the right direction.
Great.
Mm,
So. And what would you share with people about your experience of flow, or take someone and comma do about it?
How would I share that experience? Well, for a while, there was a lot of anxiety that I was feeling around this because it just didn't seem like it was happening. And I was taking actions to connect with a community of like-minded people like you guys, but in person. And for a while, I was in the tension with that because it felt like it wasn't going to happen. But I have this theory that about every 2 years, somebody has a shift in their life. When they start working towards something, it takes about 2 years for completion a lot of times. And so I was hanging in that tension, and I forgot about that 2-year thing that I made up for myself. But I noticed that when I have mentioned it to other people, they've noticed that, oh, yeah, you're right. There is a 2-year, it takes 2 years for a shift to really happen. So once I realized that's where I was at in this window, it was like the tension just got a lot less. And I knew I was moving in the right direction towards where I was, what my desired result was. It's just taken me a lot longer, I think, to figure it out for myself, how it works out, and not just follow somebody's specific instructions, because it doesn't work out for me the way it does for other people. So when I found this place of not being in this tension that was pulling me back, and I was able to move forward, it was like that's where flow started coming in. The things started showing up when I started realizing you need to relax because this will happen. It's just going to take time. So that's when all the feelings came up that had been about doubt and self-doubt and wondering if I'm making the right choices. Am I sowing the right seeds type thing? So with the new remembrance of my 2-year time frame, it's like I'm seeing the incremental changes to where I want to be, and it feels good, and the doubt has really subsided a lot. Yeah. And the shift in the way I feel and the emotions that have shown up have been about confidence. They've been about feeling more secure in myself and my abilities. And I'm really glad that we record some of this stuff, because I went back on Jesse's site for Happy Profits and I started going through a lot of the conversations. And I found one where he complimented me, and it made me feel good that it was recorded out there, that I had a reference point, that when I felt down, I could go back and listen to that and go, somebody out there believes in me. So it's just been a whole gamut of emotions, from feeling not able to connect for a while and feeling in a plateau, to now where I'm making a movement forward. And I don't think that I will swing back on this one. I think I will continue to make that forward motion. And the other things that I want are going to follow.
I love that, Mona. I've put a whole lot of stuff in the chat for you. Don't know if you can see it. Can you?
Hang on. I have to take it. I can look in a second.
I'll read it. Let it read it so we can all hear,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So I put, oh wow, Mona, this is such significant testimony to your new remembrance. Congratulations. And then to your thing about Jesse believing in you, I said, me too. I definitely believe in you. And then the third one was, once we know something, we don't unknow it.
Thank you.
You're
And
very
thank you,
welcome.
Jesse. I
You're
very much
welcome.
appreciate this group very much.
You, for me, you add an enormous amount to this group. With your courage, your depth, your laugh.
I was able to do a recode with this lady that decided that I would be a good fit to be in her group. And she enjoyed it. So I think I impressed her, because I did it through a regular coaching session. And I did it in her time frame, and she didn't have a lot of time. So I kind of did a recode on the fast and dirty.
That's great.
I would like to say something about Mona. This is very, very special, because as you grow, you flow. And to relax is speaking to everything this morning, because I can relate to what you were saying, that it takes time, and that you're on your own path, in your own journey, with your own experiences, and only you can tell yourself what you're choosing. Others can make some suggestions, they can say their opinion, but in the end of the day, you know what it takes for you to go forwards, and you've taken the action. And that's literally telling your unconscious that you're saying yes to you. And I really celebrate these wins, because I know it's taken me this as long. I've been 3 years in Magnetic Minds with the whole curriculum, and with William Whitecloud, and studying and learning and practicing, and being able to just know that the person of your expertise that I have been introduced many times to makes me give more confidence now, because you have shown me to show up for myself, to not be a little scary cat, to know where you belong, and when you can speak and be what you're going through with your learnings, that you can put it to practice in being who you're choosing to be every single day. I think it's just wonderful. It's beautiful, and I really honor that. really honor that. So thank you for your share this morning. It's very significant. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that very much. I know that there were days that I didn't think things were going to change or something wasn't going to manifest. So those were the days I was really hanging in that tension.
Hmm.
You triggered the word cycle and completion. So
Mhm.
tension, completion, they're cycles.
And Jesse, they all start with C too. I'm just completing the list. Craig, was your word choose or was that just a comment that you made?
No, that was just a comment.
Okay. Do you have a word for today?
But that's kind of interesting that you can choose. Yeah, it's interesting that you can actually choose your charge. In other words, choose your tension that you want to be in. Yeah, before I give you my word, I just wanted to say, Mona, you're very special to me on a number of levels. I just wanted to put that out there.
Craig, thank you.
Yeah.
I think the exact same thing about you. You're very special on many levels. You carry a lot more knowledge than just magnetic mind, and it really enhances what you're learning here.
Yeah, thank you, Mona.
And I think honestly that all of us carry a lot of knowledge that what we're learning here will enhance it. I think that
Yes.
what we're learning here will enhance any knowledge that we carry. Whether it's changing a perspective on what we carry from past events, or it's just reassuring us that we're in the right direction and that we now know how we can actually manifest on purpose
Yeah.
for what we really want, not just for happenstance stuff.
Yeah. So I got 3 C words now. And all of them come from my true nature. The first one I got was about being conceptual. That's definitely my true nature. And the second one was being creative. That's my true nature too. And the one that Mona just brought to mind was an ability to gently coax people to reveal or expose their genius. So coax is the other C word. And the first one, conceptual, is the first Hermetic principle, which is all is mental.
Which is where creation starts.
Exactly. It's in conceptual thinking, which is more heart thinking than head thinking, actually.
So imaginative, yeah, and
Yes.
as much
Intuitive.
detail as possible. It doesn't necessarily have to be intuitive. The intuitive is when recognizing the intuitive, and then what is the meaning of it right in the moment, nothing more.
Yeah. And it's an expansive kind of thinking, and it's also right brain. Which tends to be untrained in the 20th and 21st century human being.
Still a toddler.
Yep.
It's been a toddler that's been hidden.
In that sense. Yeah, exactly. It's that innocence that's untrained.
I love what you say, Craig. It's spot on because it's all mental. When I say all mental, meaning the mental shift, because it starts with what you're thinking. What's your thoughts? Because your thoughts are going to actually create what you're feeling, and what you're feeling, it's going to take your actions, your behavior, and how you perceive. And, you know, the wonderful thing is that your brain is plasticity. This is very important to remember. You're not formed with a brain that you were born with. It's plasticity. Correct. It's ready to be remolded, reshaped by what we're putting our energy to, and what we're actually allowing us to receive. Yeah. And so that is letting go of what was, because that old self that was programmed, that didn't think for itself because it was a child, and things were put on for you to take in and believe it. And now you have to retrain yourself to say, what am I choosing? And the choice of choosing, just to stay calm, just to stay calm in your body. And allow that vibration of just that releasing and letting go, because it's very quick to get into a chaos, very quick to get into assumptions and opinionating and all things that doesn't come in agreement. And that is when you got to say, hang on a minute, like, where am I going with this? Am I trying to be like perfect? Because there's no such thing. We're not perfect. Never going to be perfect. So just get with that, because we're all trying to outsmart each other. We're not doing, that's not the goal here. The goal is to come together and collaborate and co-create. And letting yourself be that childlike that you can grow up with growing up, with your ideas, with your visions, with what you're feeling, what your wins are. And when we talk just the sunrise and the sunset, people take that, it's just a sunrise and a sunset. But that's how you start and finish the day. You see, Alison saw the beauty in that. That is pure creation. That is living and breathing the beauty. Mona coming with actually knowing all her wings And we get to celebrate that with her because I can relate. She spoke straight into my heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, because everything comes with a time and a space. Preparation is very important. And I speak this for myself because I spoke this and knowing, why is it taking so long? Am I ever going to get to the end? Yeah, but it's never the end. Because when you get there, there's going to be another end and another end and another end and another end. So now I go, oh my God, I'm spinning around thinking only when I get there, I'm going to be okay. No, you're okay right here, right now, in all your imperfectness. And this is what brings me
Yes.
joy this morning, because I can be satisfied where I am, where I spend my attention, where I spend my energy, what are my ideas, write down, see it come to pass, whenever it comes to pass, but taking the action. And that's where I feel, thank you that I can show up, thank you that I can be here, and thank you that I can be myself, and thank you that I know when you're around people that want to see you grow, enlighten you, guide you to your best version of what you want to be for this moment in time, that's a win for me.
That's a win for all of us, actually.
See Jesse's butterfly hands with the W. Nikki, I put it in the chat when you were talking. Sometimes I have a little bit of a whatever around the word win. And it's not serious at all. But what came to me was welcomes. What I want to welcome into my life and keep in my life. And those are my wins.
Yeah, that is beautiful. And I receive the welcome because I welcome me every single day as I wake up. I welcome myself, but I also welcome my wins, because you can't be a winner if you don't see yourself as a winner. And a lot of people maybe have that perception, oh, you want to be a winner. Yeah, I want to be a winner in life because I see myself as a winner. I don't see myself as anything else than to win. And that's not in competition. I'm not comparing myself because I've never compared a competition. I'm here to win and be in my winnings and celebrating my wins. And if that is a person that doesn't want that and doesn't accept that, that's your prerogative. You can feel that. But in my life, the things that I've gone through in my life, no one knows what anyone's gone through in their shoes. I had to believe in me when no one believed in me. And I want to repeat that. I had to believe in me when nobody believed in me. Nobody. And so I celebrate the wins today because I believe in what I've endured and what I have literally gone through, that I can now celebrate my wins. Because what I am here, right now, is because I have allowed me to celebrate that.
So thanks, Nikki. It's like when I said, I don't know, when I could fall into that, relax into it. I knew I wouldn't lose because I didn't care about winning anymore. Reminded me of that. Thank you.
I just want to say that couldn't have been any more perfect. The way you described that. That is perfect. That is what's perfect is perfect. Because this is the thing, what I love about this moment is that it's not about the winning, yeah, because it doesn't matter what the outcome is, as long as you are in your heart and you're doing your absolute best. Thank you, Jessie. Yes, I love that.
It's interesting to me that the word outcomes came up.
And what does that mean?
Well, this question came up for me. It's like, what would a neutral outcome look like?
What does that bring up for you, Craig? What do you think it is about you that's
Well,
bringing it up?
yeah, thank you, Allison. For me, and I have to start by saying this is like, I agreed with you because I have a wobble, or I feel a wobble around the word win as well. And for me, that word is part of old structure language. Because where there's a winner, there's a loser. And so it's not a neutral word, it's a charged word.
And that's in your language.
It's a binary. Yeah, it's a binary word. It's an either or word.
Yeah, and it's connected right to your ego. It's connected to your ego when it's the I and the me.
Right, exactly.
So it's a combined, it's a complex structure, not just one.
It's so, with you talking, what comes up for me again is how everything carries a hook for us, whether, yeah. And again, that thing about words being our anchors. And I'll just say this, I'm sure you guys are all on Messenger. That interview that Joe posted was sublime. This woman she's gold. I encourage you to go and look at that. She talks about all of this. And now,
yeah, but the English language is a metaphor.
Yes.
Right? And this is why I say that, as a person of looking at charge of words, words are spells, right? But when you go into the concept of truly listening and hearing what I'm saying, then you either will get it or you don't get it. And that's okay. That's really okay. Because what I'm talking about is coming from a place where I was told my whole life, you're a loser. You'll never amount to anything. I need to listen now, really listen to what I'm saying, because I'm speaking my heart now and I'm speaking truthfully. And when you get to that idea of saying, that's interesting, and then taking on those beliefs, because you were a child, you didn't know any better, you were powerless. And then you get to the place where you say, wow, things can be completely the opposite, because a belief is just a belief. And when you go into your heart and then you come into a place where all of this can change by seeing yourself, because why do we have in the lenses wings? It's to celebrate. Winning Wimona is sharing her wins and her success of a breakthrough. That is my winning. I feel with her. I'm winning with her. I'm celebrating with her, because all her effort, all her patience, her determination, her consistency. Look where she is, where she has the breakthrough. This is a win. So you can look at it in every option of saying, oh, it's losing, either we win or lose. We're all going to win, we're all going to lose. But it doesn't mean that you're not a winner. Just as failing, you're going to fail. Doesn't mean you're a failure. So it's how you want to project and how you want to analyze the word then. Because you can break the word up in pieces. But if somebody is not hearing you, then obviously they're not hearing you. I'm not here to persuade anybody, but I do know in my life, I celebrate my wins. And I
Yeah,
celebrate
Nikki,
Mona's
I do
wins.
too. I do too. I just, I've discovered that it's detrimental to my health. Even being in the win-lose conversation at all. Because for me, that brings out a form of fight. Like, I've been a loser in my life, so I have to counteract that, or I have to oppose that. And so you get in this opposition. Like, at least for me, that's what happens. I get in this opposition fight about win lose and that kind of thing. And what I've discovered is a lot more effective for me to focus on balance instead of an opposition. Because the truth is, opposites appear to be opposite, but they're actually complementary. So when I find the complementary, there's a balance there and there's a neutrality there that I can move forward from. And I celebrate that. I celebrate the lack of a charge that's hurtful to me.
Well, opposite attracts, doesn't it? Opposite attracts.
Well, it does, yeah, exactly. And that's where the tension is. The tension is in the opposition.
No, the
But
tension is in what you
eventually the
make it up.
tension resolves.
No, it isn't.
No,
No, it isn't. No, I'm sorry, I don't agree. No. Mm-mm. This is on, no. This, I'm going to close this in.
The intention's in your belief, what you make up. And then you figure out which part is it. Oh, it's the ego is making it up. The ego's got to win or lose, you know. And here's balance. Balance still has to be everything perfect. Balance doesn't work. Balance is just the same as an opposite and positive. It's on the same stick. When you pick up the stick, you got both ends of it, you know. Harmony. Because balance is between two things. Life is so much more than two things. It's so much more than winning and losing. Success and failure. Win, lose, success, failure, money, rich, poor. Like all of those that are connected. Look at the C word, connected. How am I connected to them is the tension.
And then how do I collaborate with them?
Yes. The same with the, how do I collaborate with my head, my heart, and my gut? 3 of them. Jesus, 3 of them. It's a matrix. It goes so many different ways. Yeah, and definitely the suffering contracts for sure. It's suffering is a balance. Survival is a balance, you see? When all of that's taken care of, then we can move to a harmony, to peace, to a whole place that we're experiencing now, learning how to do it. Learning the words, you know, because it's the words that carry the charge that we assign to them. Just like the color of the dress, right? Everyone saw a different color, means everyone responds differently. It's either a positive, negative, or neutral charge.
So there's your neutral, Craig, that you were wondering about.
Most of us can experience neutral about shit we don't care about. That's neutral. That's a neutral charge. Change it. What we find is that most of us are in a negative charge 99% of the time. Change that. Do those 2 things. You're bound to win, huh, Nikki? But it doesn't matter because winning doesn't matter anymore because it's not a balance of win or lose. It's get what the hell you want. Go for it. Experience it. Have fun doing it. Make it whatever you want. You're doing it already. Making life shit if you want it. I mean, it's your struggles anyway. I'm not here to babysit. That choice, you see that? Whew. It's no one else's responsibility but yours and mine. And that's 4 minutes into the top of the hour.
So I'd like to share something that connects for me with this. I was struggling with a negative charge the other day, and I called Jesse, and he asked me, how much of your time do you spend in the past? And so I gave a number. And in that conversation, what he did was pick at me, and he kind of went past, 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 future, 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 future. He didn't even have to talk about present, but that's where I found myself. And the minute I could do that, the past and the future dropped. And then a whole lot of stuff opened up. So I'd like to leave that as encouragement for the neutral Craig that you were asking about, which is why I asked you the question. You know, where is it for you personally? And in talking about the balance, what happens then when you bring that third point in, that for me is when you find a way for harmony. And I put something in the chat around that, which I think for me and my experience is part of it. And it's like when you go above the timeline and you're floating above, that experience where you get out of the duality. So, thank you for that, guys. This was a really interesting, good session. I really appreciated it. I'm going to leave for today and get on with all my stuff. So have a good morning.
Okay, Allison,
Mm.
thank you so much for sharing all this that way.
You're welcome. Bye.
That was my point, but you said it much better than I did.
Mm.
So I appreciate it.
That's what we do for each other, right? Mona's
Yes,
left
it
as
is.
well. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you, Allison. Big love.
All right, just got my coffee. I'm back. All right. C words, C words. ABC. All sorts of A words, all sorts of B words, all sorts of C words. And neutral. Neutral and present. They're both the hard ones, if you will. They're the ones that we don't do.
You can put centered in there.
You definitely, that's a great one.
For me, that's the same as neutral.
Good, good. It isn't for me. But they exist in different contexts for me. And that's my blue dress and gold dress.
There's
And
another
that's-
C word, context. Context is a good one to have too. Somebody's writing all these down.
No, I don't need to write them down. They're recorded. Nettie,
Yeah,
what do you
'cause-
got going on?
Yeah, because
Well, I've actually been puttering away here on some other things and I've just been listening.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. To everything.
You keep doing you.
Yeah, because I can listen to you live or I can just sit here and listen live this way. But no, I'm just hanging there.
How was the YouTube experience? I was so excited when I saw the note. I was like, wow, yay. The first time I did it,
Yeah.
somebody, did they
Yeah.
get value of it?
Well,
It's like,
yeah, because it was what was so good about it was I didn't have to sign in to Zoom to do it because where I was at, I couldn't do it.
yeah,
But I still had access to data, so at least I could listen to the live. It was like puttering away, like I'm just doing now.
good.
Just tidying up my kitchen, just moving things around, putting chairs, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Doing
yes.
that and still listening and to be part of the conversation and still going to the messenger, and I could still comment and you could see the comment. That's what
Hmm.
blew me away, was that you got the feedback that
Uh-huh.
I had at that time. So I
Uh-huh.
could still participate in a way,
Yes. Yes.
and listen to it live, just like I was just doing it moments ago.
Oh, thank you. And then what I'll say is like what we're doing when we're doing that, we're listening to it. So we're shaping our being. And then when you're connecting it. So you're anchoring it.
Now I have a question. Because I was sitting there live, could you see that somebody was sitting there?
No, I
Listening?
can't.
Oh,
I
you
can't.
can. Okay.
I have to go into I have to be in YouTube to do that.
Okay.
And
So
I'm in
probably on your
Zoom.
computer. Yeah. Be able to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I would have it
Because
next to me.
I could see that because it says live and it had one person, one body sitting in there. So I knew it was me. There was nobody else.
Yeah. Or yeah, or mine stays open, or I don't know how it works, but yeah, you were in there. So at least one was there. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like being right here is what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's the thing. Except for you can't see chat, can you?
No, no,
Yeah,
unless
you can't
somebody
see.
speaks chat, right? Talks
Right,
about what's in the
right.
chat box. That's the only time. It's like when you would post a video, it's the same way, that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it was good. It was good that way. And rather than dialing into Zoom, if I am on the road, I think I would just hook into the live instead.
Yeah, I think
And
it'd be easy.
yeah, yeah. Because there's less temptation to stop and add in the chat box or something like that, just for safety reasons and all that too.
You bet.
I just listen and I go. It's like listening to the radio then. And I can, if I do have a comment, I could always add it later on to the messenger. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. I'm glad that worked out. I was more blown away that you got my comment.
It was amazing. I was like, hey. One time it didn't bother me, right?
Yeah.
Not that it
Yeah.
bothers me. I mean, gee, that's taking it personal. But there was times, yes.
The trigger,
Mhm.
the wobble.
Yeah. The
Yes.
charge, right? The moment. It's not that it doesn't. We don't care about what makes sense. We don't care about what it is. We just care like why? What it like? I don't want that to happen again, or do I? Because that means I'm not aware of it. Something's got me. If it's triggering me, it means it's got me. It means I'm not in control of it. I don't need to know it. I don't need to uncover it. I don't need to unpack it. I don't need to be in therapy about it. I just need to know what is it and what do I want to do? Because it's just information.
I think when you said, I don't need to know, I think that's the biggest thing, accepting the fact that you don't need to know.
Mm-hmm. Another way, right? Allowing, accepting, letting go of, all words, right? Like all in it. Awareness of, yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's good because a lot of people do. If it's I don't know, then a lot of people come back on the other one and say I don't need to know, and it's like the needing and don't like the control. It's almost like one's a controller and then one's a safety, the protector.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And because people know, sorry, excuse me with that. People want to eventually, when they recognize that needing to know is sometimes the root of some of the things that they're triggered with. So when they try to practice not needing to know, it's how you go about it to train your body, because it's not just your mind, it's your body too. And easiest is to do it with the easy things, the simple things, and then eventually build up. But it's a process that takes weeks and months. And even I've been trying to work on it now probably for about 10 months. There's still that time. It's like, oh, well, what is it? What is it? And then it was like, oh, I don't need to know. Right. Carry on. But there's some stuff we would like to know. Like, I don't want to say that we don't need to know anything. But there's a few things that help
Yeah.
make
Well,
life easier, right?
Right. Yes. And without a doubt. And what we do is when people have a purpose for looking at them, we know they're aware of it.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. You're aware of it. You're making your best choices. There's nothing more I need.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more help I can be. We don't need that anymore. Let's have another conversation. Let's do something else, which means like in conversations, we're learning how to listen and help people so that we can make shifts in 3 minutes with people. Or serve or help or aware, or really it comes down to what Craig's talked about, is helping them see their genius.
It's just a shift in perception.
It always is.
Rather than looking from inside out, just look from your outside looking in. This is what's really good about the fact that you record this, and there's a library of the recordings. We can go in and we can watch ourselves and go, oh, we hear it differently when we're watching ourselves.
Oh boy.
Huge learnings.
That.
Huge learning from that. And
Yeah.
Mona made a comment about, she went back and she looked at some previous videos and all that. And that's where she picked up that there were some compliments provided. And at the time, she didn't recognize them to the value of those compliments until now. It's like, oh, wow. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Now I really see it. That's pretty cool. It helps with building oneself too.
It blows me away what people don't listen to. Blows me away what people are not listening to. Oh.
And surprisingly, a lot of it is compliments. When somebody pays somebody a compliment, they don't want to listen to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and when people take things personal and do their pattern. And I do it too.
Yeah.
Well, that's not like it's not like I'm above thee and not guilty. It's awareness is the only thing that matters. And I can't be aware of much of anything, but what I'm aware of, I'm going to put some focus on.
Yeah. Now, I have a question I may ask. It's from another video that you had done, and you had spoke about this previously, about green oil. What is green oil?
The meaning of green oil would be that we don't have to drill another well.
Okay.
What is green oil for you?
I didn't know.
And do you see the play on words? Charges. You see the charges on words. That's what I'm using. That is why we structure words, and that is why we structure the tensions. That's why we pay attention to the charge so that we can structure things. And there's always relationships. No one has a green relationship with oil.
Well, part of me actually questioned, is it a different process of processing crude oil?
Yeah, technically, yes.
And is it a technology that isn't really used yet because it hasn't really been developed yet? Or it's in development, but it isn't yet out on the market because
for
whatever reasons. Yes, anyways, those are just some things that are running through my head, but I
Mhm.
didn't know what green oil was, and that's why I thought I would ask
Sure.
you what
So
your
what's
definition of green oil is.
I love it. Like, let's look at the canvas and always look at the starting position, right? So what is the starting position of oil? It's dirty.
Sorry, well, it's in the ground.
And it's dirty, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
perception, the society. So if we look at society's perception, because we're looking at a marketing narrative, right? And
Okay.
so if we're looking at that, then it's like the perception today is that the oil industry is dirty.
See, I don't see it as that though.
No,
I
yeah,
would
but
I would never put the two words together.
the world
But I
does.
guess
The
the
world
world
does.
does. Yes. Yeah.
It's a perception, and so the charge, we look for the charge. So who cares what I believe?
Hmm.
Now it does matter what I promise. What I believe and promise are two different things, but they have to be aligned.
Hmm.
So the
Has to make
perception is it's
sense.
dirty oil, and so where are we going? Clean oil. Well, see, no one asked that question, but that's what we want.
Hmm.
We have to transition. Well, how the hell are we going to do that? Well, we're going to make a bunch of blue water. Why would it be blue?
Because clear might not necessarily be safe.
I think fresh when I think of blue.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm
me too.
taking fresh water, so I'm taking water as a huge source in the oil and the gas industry. And if we can provide fresh water for the communities, then that to me is part of green oil. Now that is a technology that has not been implemented in this industry. Do I have two processes right now lined up ready to treat both of those? Yes. Are we there? No. But will we, like in a transition? Yes. And how long are they saying a transition is going to take? They're saying 25 years. So fuck yeah, let's go. And then my third one is, what's my third one is free energy. And what I mean by free energy, well, yeah, and then free energy, it won't be free until it's free, right? And that's what the real geniuses are working on. So I'm still in a transition.
So is it free because it doesn't take money to bake? Free energy.
Basically, yeah, it's the whole process can basically pay for it because it's all intertwined from the well to the water. The water then is used for crops and growing foods, and then the electricity, because now we have water. And here's what I've got is like we can make electricity for a whole lot cheaper than we do now, especially if we just remove the layers around it. So scale it so we can take it across the world. So it won't always be free, but it'll be so close to free. That's the point. When you own it, right? When you own the fuel source, which is that until something else, and likely it's going to become hydrogen, right? The next transition fuel will be hydrogen. Well, where do you get hydrogen? You get it from water.
From water. Yeah.
So that's just that's
okay.
my business world.
Yeah, because I was just wondering what you meant by green oil. So thank you.
There's many facets to it, and here's the aim is that I'm working with a product that more than likely will be the last product that will ever be implemented into the oil and gas industry, and that would be by creation and design, and so that is part of that narrative. And you'd love it because it's basically a yeast.
Yes, the live organism.
It's a bio. It's a and it was designed to carry vitamins to cells. This product was designed to do that, but it retained so what happens is you take this yeast film and you can put something inside of it and it'll bubble around it, right? And then you can set that bubble to release whenever it attaches.
Right, because yeast needs a food source, a nutrition source. And if you can provide that, then it produces different gases and you can capture the gases, the specific ones that you want. use.
And so they used it on the body, but what happened is that it was such a strong, they had a real hard time breaking the bond. And so they said, well, let's take it to the industry out into the world and use it in applications like that. So it's phenomenal
Wow.
what the technology can do at finally at a price point that can work. So what we do is we're able to pull out so much more oil with what we have right now that will drop the emissions of the oil industry.
That is amazing.
That's green oil.
That's why it's green oil. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Perceptions, right? Know where the starting positions are at. Notice the story, be able to spin it, but people have to lay down rules to know how to play within them.
Yeah.
And basically it's rewriting rules for the future is what we're doing. So who is right and who is wrong? It matters what the public says.
I was just going to say it all depends on what the public says, what society says is right and wrong. And it takes science over hundreds of years to actually show what was thought to be right sometimes was just misunderstood.
So
Well, this sounds very, very exciting. Very good.
thank you.
I just want to congratulate both of you on this conversation. What a fruitful conversation.
I guess I could have called Jesse and asked him, but then you guys wouldn't have heard or got the knowledge of information there too. That's all right.
Yeah, it's great. And it's there. It's out, and it's like transparent, and there's nothing.
Right, because we can take your video and share it. We can take this video and share it.
That's right. It's like that's what it's for.
Yeah.
So well, that's
Okay.
30. I'm. Let's see. Completion is always a good completion word, but I am. I still got 30 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to go work alone. So, if you guys anyone who wants to hang around, I'm going to be here. So, I'm going to go get more coffee though.
I think I'm going to go take my dog for a walk. I'm done.
Thanks,
I'm
Nettie.
done. Take care. Have a great morning, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
being here.
Yeah, I'm going to check out too.
All right, Greg. Thanks, man.
So thank you again. Yeah, I really appreciated that conversation with Annette.
Good.
And
Glad you
yeah,
stuck
and
around for it.
it brought out her perspective, which was really, which was really unique too. So
Yeah, it is. It's always good. Everyone's a genius.
Yeah, and I recognized a transitional technology in your conversation as well. That kind of observed that, kind of emerged from that for me anyway.
That and a perspective.
And a change of context.
Yeah, and a perspective. Yeah, the two of them coming together with something I've been working on for 16 years that I thought everyone was doing.
Wow.
So, yeah, all right. Thanks, Craig. Have a wonderful Sunday.
I will. Thank you.
Right.
Blessings, everybody. Love and hugs.
Bye.
Bye.